Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the super exciting podcast. We have Benda 42 here, and we have Cabalette sitting right there, guys. You've heard her, you've heard about her, you love her, you know her deal. She's awesome. And today, today we are going to talk about the 10 things that viewers do that annoy every Twitch streamer. So let's go.
Let's go.
So Cabalette, how are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely fantastic,
Good. And what's going on with your life? Anything good?
wine.
Okay, beautiful. So you're sipping on some wine tonight is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right, so we're going to go through this list. I think it's important because a lot of streamers are also viewers, and a lot of them are fucking up a little bit, I think. So this is going to be a good list. The 10 things that viewers do that annoy every Twitch streamer, and we'll just give our opinions. The link to this website will be down in the description again, just like the last time. I think we went over the 10 things streamers shouldn't do. This is the 10 things that viewers shouldn't do. So that's a pretty juicy thing here. So let's go right down the list. We got number 10, and number 10 is don't hit on the streamer.
No, you can hit on me.
Yeah, you
I'm
could flirt
joking.
with me all day too.
No. What'd you say?
Basically, it says I don't want to read the whole thing, but it says do not hit on a Twitch streamer. You're on the wrong app for that. And I will say I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I think people are inappropriate at times. But we talked about this before. Sometimes, I'm not saying it's a dating service, but I know a lot of my friends that got in relationships on Twitch, and it actually worked out great. But I think what this article is talking about, us. You just winked at the camera. You're talking about us. That's right. We met on Twitch.
We did.
But I wasn't a creepy motherfucker like this article is trying to say. You know what I mean?
That's right. You didn't came to my channel to say, "Oh, hi, sexy. You're very, very gorgeous and stuff." This is kind of awkward. Like this example, this instance that the community might know if you ever been, around any of our channel, you heard of this guy that came into my channel and complimented me like a million times. Oh, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're sex, you are sex. That really shocked me.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
definitely got to know your boundaries, and I don't think people know when they're being inappropriate. And they don't know how to take no for an answer either. So that's where you cross the line a little bit.
yeah, you can compliment, but don't be excessive about it because it's kind of
It's creepy.
awkward. It makes us feel like maybe you're gonna stalk me and go on the street and follow me, and
Well,
stuff.
and that's exactly what this article says. I'll read a few things. They said, it's not okay to hit on the streamer. This isn't Tinder. They're here because they want to share their love of the game, not because they're looking for people to flirt with them. For some, this is their actual occupation rather than a hobby. There are many reasons this isn't okay, but the main one is that they may feel unable to say no. So that's kind of what you're talking about. When somebody's really turning it on and calling you beautiful and
Yeah.
being inappropriate, it's hard to say no in front of everybody. Then you're going to look like the dick because you said no, and it's just inappropriate. So I agree with that one. That's inappropriate, but I think also you need to know your boundaries. It's okay to date people on Twitch, but you really got to know where the line is drawn and don't, cross that line into harassment territory.
Yeah,
I think we could go on for hours about that, though.
I agree. But at the same time, I compliment you quite often on your own channel, Benda, and I don't feel guilty about it because everybody knows I know Benda and I really, really, really like him. So, that really depends on where you are. But, if you just go on Twitch channels just to try to compliment everybody and try to really with everybody, this is not good.
I agree. There are people that do that, unfortunately, and they really don't. I don't think they have a chance with any of the people that they're flirting with. But
well, the thing is that it also becomes extremely obvious. If you're nice to one person, this person might appreciate it. But if a week later you give the exact same compliment to somebody else, we're gonna see it. I've seen that on Twitter. I felt special once because somebody told me, "Oh my God, Cabalette, you have blah, blah, blah. Give me a super extra special compliment." And I started, I was there. Oh, that's super cool. That's very nice. And next week, what I see, him giving the same compliment, the exact same words to somebody else.
It's a numbers game. For every 9 no's, you get 1 yes.
I know, but that's scummy. Fuck you.
It is. Well, it is, I could see why there's attraction there because, especially for guys, I think this is, I'll say it, I don't want to put down my own gender, of course, but a lot of guys do that. I think they'll go from stream to stream, giving out compliments and kind of putting their fishnet out there.
Girls doing that with you too, though.
Well, they're friends. Bullshit. Look at me. I'm pale and I'm fucking fat. Who's coming to my stream anymore?
Come on, you sexy bitch, you know it.
Well, see, you know what? I think
Um,
everybody that comes to my stream, are you okay?
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know YouTube
No one would have
viewers.
noticed, but she's drinking wine, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not
Call the
wine,
fire
it's
department.
totally apple juice.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful apple
Very
juice.
weird
What was I gonna
glass,
say?
I think.
You mentioned that people do that in my stream, but you know what? I think that's exactly what they're talking about. They're my friends and they don't cross a boundary to make anybody feel uncomfortable, I think. I say, "Oh, you're
No,
looking good today." Boom, that's it.
no, I agree.
That makes me
But
feel good.
that is right. But sometimes, there is some new viewers, and I mean, I see you are the new viewers as a mod on your channel, very honestly. And sometimes, they come out of nowhere and throw some very ooh la la, very
Well, what
nasty.
can I
You know
say?
what
I'm a
I'm saying?
good-looking guy.
See, but this is fine if it's just one message, saying, oh, la, 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 la. That's kind of weird, but this is fine. Then if you post more message and you keep going, then it's getting kind of awkward, especially because you don't know if the streamer you're talking to is dating. You don't know if their wife is around. You
True.
don't know if he's single, if he's not single, everybody.
So
That can make it awkward. And I made it awkward too for some other gay streamer in their channel where I came and I was there. Oh, you are super handsome today, buddy. That's amazing. And blah, blah, blah. And I had their girlfriend modding the channel and telling me, oh, hi, I'm his girlfriend, making it very obvious. Like, hey, I'm the girlfriend. Back off, you stupid bitch.
Oh my God. Cabalette. That's what we call a Cabalette rant. I think that was the first rant we've actually heard. You see, that's what people want to hear. A nice Cabalette rant. My gosh, that was beautiful to watch. It happened right before our eyes. Beautiful. But I think the consensus for me is I don't think that Twitch should be treated as a dating service. Absolutely not. But with that being said, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong picture here, I know a lot of friends, I don't want to name them here, but they're in long-lasting and meaningful relationships from people that they met on Twitch. But you know what? They did it the appropriate way. They were maybe attracted to the person and they made the proper steps and they weren't trying to hit on them maybe during their stream. And like I said before, I think people need to maybe take the hint, maybe if someone's not interested, leave it and just be a friend.
Yeah,
But I think
agree.
a lot of guys can't take the hint, unfortunately, and they keep trying and trying. They get creepy, and then stuff blows up, and it's not a good scene, man. So I think that's where they get out of line a little bit. So I think that's number 10 right there. Do not hit on the streamer. Cabalette, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
I think we covered. I'm sure we offended a bunch of people there, so why not? Number 9 is do not monopolize the chat, and I'll read what they're talking about when they say monopolize the chat. So
But I like to do it.
You like to monopolize? You like all the attention. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what they mean, that you're taking all the attention in the chat. So whether through spam or constantly turning the conversation back towards you, it's not okay to monopolize the chat. I'll just leave it at that. So spamming, and also I think I've actually experienced this, and I'll go over my experience and then you could go. But often I come into streams and I feel like I come in and I say hi and I'm welcomed by the streamer, but I'm not so much welcomed by the actual chat. Like they're having their own conversation and I'm just like, I'm trying to like weasel my way into the conversation and they're not letting me. And that makes me kind of feel unwanted. I don't know about you, Cabalette. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
No, I agree. I think that happened to me a few times, but then I was like, screw you. You want all the attention? I'll take all the attention. How about that?
Okay. So you're doing exactly
No,
what
I'm
this
just
article is saying not to do. Gotcha.
No, I'm just messing, but like, no, yeah, I totally agree with this point. I don't know what to add to that. Well, I think that a lot of people think by doing that, by trying absolutely to make a little entrance message, to try to look super good, to be there all over the place, they are gonna like get noticed. But the trap here is that you're gonna probably get noticed in the wrong way. Like people are gonna see, wow, why is this guy fishing constantly for attention? I don't think this is good. I am actually against like the little entrance message. Like, if there was a copy pasta message, I would post constantly like, be careful guys, beware, Cabalette just entered the chat with all my emotes all together. Everybody get their opinion on that. I personally think that's kind of scummy. I feel like it's really, oh, look at me right now. I don't like that.
That could
I
definitely, I think they may have good intentions with that, but I think that could definitely be taken the wrong way. And that's exactly what we're talking about.
Quantity. It's about the quality. Do you say quantity?
It's like everybody's staying back. I've entered the chat, motherfuckers.
Yeah, right.
I think the important thing is, it's important to know that you're there for the streamer usually, especially if you're a streamer yourself. You're there for the streamer. So contribute to chat, engage with the chat. But yeah, you're right. If you're coming in every time and you're like, "Hey, motherfuckers, everybody stop what they're doing. Bender
Mhm,
42
mhm,
just entered the chat, and I'm here to fuck
mhm.
shit up." That may be perceived as not so good. You
Yeah, it
might look
seems
like
like
kind of
you're
an
not
asshole.
here
I don't
with
know.
like genuine, like how to say that, like
Right.
intentions. You're
Even
not.
even if that's
Mhm.
not the intention though, that's kind of what it looks like to some people. Maybe not. Leave your opinions in the comments, but sometimes I see that and I'm like, wow, this person is
But
exactly what we're talking
everything,
about.
also depends. If I see a moderator that is often in your channel doing an entrance, I might find that funny. But if somebody constantly does it, constantly, it just look like you're begging for attention, and that's
I agree.
pathetic.
Man, Cabalette's on a rampage today.
Oh my
You
god.
are really fucking pathetic. You know that? If you're doing that, you
I'm
are
gonna
really
bully all their faces today.
My
I'm fucking
God.
ready.
Cabalette's on a rampage. But I think actually, just to point out what you just said, I think it's okay maybe if a regular does it, because then everybody kind of knows each other in there and it's kind of funny.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
if you're dropping it by every once in a while and every time you do it, it's like, stand back, guys. Bender 42's coming in chat. And then you leave right after that, and that's all you do. It's like, oh, this guy again? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
This
right.
guy again, here to fucking promote himself and then skedaddle.
No,
So
yeah.
so
Try to say
that's
something intelligent, something funny, maybe. If you don't know how, if you're saying how are you, all the normal freaking stuff. Well, I know at some point on Twitter, some people were saying, oh, you should not ask how are you. Well, whatever. Try to say something funny. I don't know. Try,
I think I agree. Contribute
related
to
with the stream, of course, not
contribute
something
to
random.
chat, and I think this is perfect. Don't monetize the chat. It's just like in real life. Are you gonna like a person that talks about themselves all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. I mean, I
Mm.
talk about myself constantly and you love it, but that's just
That's
with you.
different.
I don't do that all the time. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
yeah, think about that. Would you have a friend that, constantly talks about themselves? That wouldn't be a good thing, and you shouldn't do it in real life. You shouldn't do it in Twitch chats. Cabalette, do you have anything to add to number 9? Do not monetize the chats, or
No, sir.
do not monopolize the chat. No, sir.
I
We're gonna
agree with
move.
that point, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Good rant. Good rant. Number 8, we kind of talked about this with number 10, and number 8 is don't observe boundaries. That's
What is
what not to
boundaries?
do. So let me read it.
I don't know what
We
the
talked about
boundaries.
this before. So it could be something as simple as pestering them to add you on social media. Worse still, it could be going as far as cyber stalking them to the point of finding their home address. Some
Oh
extremely
shit.
famous Twitch streamers and YouTubers have dealt with fans showing up to their house, presumably because they think they have a connection with the streamer and deem it to be okay. You
Oh
may
my
think you know the streamer,
god.
but this person doesn't know you, and turning up uninvited to their house is not okay. Well, that's kind of like a duh, I would assume. Does everybody not know that?
Obviously.
Well, neither is adding them on the personal social media without their permission. Let me just give an example, a more subtle example, because I think,
Yeah, well, but the thing with the personal social media, I mean, that happened to me, that people recognize me on my Facebook I use for my family. I don't like it. You already have me on my other account, which is Cabalette. Why do you add me
yeah,
where there's my real name?
yeah, you get kind of pissy about that, I noticed.
Yeah, I don't like it. Like, I understand it's not bad intentions, but I mean, you already have me on Facebook. You see, I got a separate account. You see nobody that has a Twitch name on the friend list. Why would you
Or
have
maybe
me there?
they could message you first, say, "Hey, can we be
Or message me
friends?"
first, yeah, saying, "Hey, I noticed you have
Eh,
another account.
I
Can
could
I
see
add
that.
you there?"
You're a little bit more touchy about that than I am, I think.
Yeah, I'm very
I
touchy
think you
about
really
that.
want to separate you're concerned about your real life, or your what I don't want to call it real life because whatever, but your real life and your Twitch life you try to keep real separate.
Well,
I don't
there's
really
my
give a shit.
family and stuff. So I
Right.
mean,
I mean, yeah, that's true. Let me give you another example of what I think is a good one. And I want to offend anybody because this happens to me all the time. And it's never a big deal for me. But I get random, when I say random, I mean random Discord invites to the person's Discord. You know what I mean? So I'll get a direct message. I think lots of people do this. To me, that's crossing a boundary because I have no idea who you are.
mm-hmm,
You're randomly DMing me an invite to your Discord with
mm-hmm.
with not even a message beforehand saying, "Hey, if you want to be a part of my Discord." Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about everybody because if you're my friend, you want to send me your Discord link, no problem. If I know you, if I have some sort of rapport, that's what we call that, rapport.
Mm-hmm.
If we have not established any sort of connection, you have never hung out in my channel, I have never hung out in yours, and you're sending me a random link to your Discord, I think that's crossing a boundary. It's not a big deal. I ignore it 100% of the time. I'm not going to call you out on it, but I think that's crossing a boundary a little bit. It's spamming is really what it's doing because I'm assuming that person just going from account to account if they're joining our Discord, they are just trying to spam everybody, and hopefully they'll get maybe 1 in 10 are going to join their Discord. That's not cool. It's crossing a boundary. I don't like it. I really don't like it when I really don't know you at all. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about my friends. I'm talking about strangers that do it. What do you think? I know you get that too. What do you think about that?
I totally agree. I couldn't say it better. That it's just too.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. I don't know. It's weird. It's so freaking weird.
In real life, would you hand somebody your business card without saying anything?
No.
You know what I mean? Would you hand some? Would you just
paid for that to give like
well, those are flyers.
But those are flyers,
right?
And this is a different context. Here you're personally going in somebody's fucking, because Discord private message, this is kind of personal, you know. You're not contacting a company, you are not like asking to through a website if this person wants to receive through emails like some stuff about your content and whatever. No, here you're fucking it's awful. It's awful.
I don't want to see, and I'm always scared that we sound snobby here, but I think we got to get the word out, because it's not okay to do that. It is okay though to maybe, you know, if you do have rapport with somebody, message them, say, hey, you know, we hung out together, we're friends. If you want to join my Discord, here's my link right here if you're interested. That's, I think, normal. You're looking away. Is that not normal to you, or?
No, it is normal. I'm trying to think of like an example of all that stuff. That's why I'm making funny faces.
Yeah. Your funny faces are fucking distracting me. Could you stop? But yeah, we don't want to sound snobby, but try to avoid, like, it's spam. So I think for me, that's crossing a boundary. Could you think of anything else that's crossing a boundary, Cabalette? Any other examples on Twitch or social media crossing a boundary?
I don't like, so it's pretty much the same as sending Discord invite. I don't like when people constantly DM me when they're alive. I don't like it.
See, for
me, I don't like it.
For me, it's the same thing with the Discord invites. And I actually used to do what you're talking about. All my friends, I would spam their asses. It was the wrong thing to do at the time.
Unless you're a very close friend, you're doing a special stream, or you are a very close friend and you know I'm going to hang out in your channel because I'm constantly there. I mean, you know, I stay posted with the channel I likes by just checking if they're appearing in the live Discord, whatever, you know, or by checking their Twitter.
When I first started streaming, I did exactly what you're talking about. And that was the wrong thing, because I didn't know what I was doing. And that's what these videos are for. Maybe you don't know, and that's perfectly fine. Correct your mistakes. But I didn't randomly send out, you know, when I was going live to random people. I did it to who I considered my friends or who hung out my channel. And I'm sure I pissed a few people off, and I apologize for that. Learn from your mistake. But yeah, also I will say there's nothing wrong with asking for help from your friends too. If, like you said, if it's your close friend and you know, you're having a big stream event or something, I think that would be appropriate. But really, you got to draw the line and decide what is appropriate, what is not. And I think a lot of people don't know where that line is. I didn't at first. So maybe, you know, judge for yourself and what you're doing. And, you know, maybe you think you're closer friends with the person and you're actually not. I don't know, but that's a judgment call, I guess. I think it's okay in some circumstances, but others no.
I agree. I totally agree.
Any other examples we could get of crossing a boundary? Obviously, showing up to somebody's house. Showing up to somebody's house uninvited. That's I mean, how is that?
On a total another
yeah, that's scary,
here.
dude. That's is scary
so
stuff.
Scary.
It is. I'm good friends with a lot of people on Twitch. Like, I don't want to name any names.
Even if myself, I was showing up to you.
Yeah, that's
right
okay.
We see each other in reality. We hang out together.
Yeah, without calling.
Right now, I'm telling you.
He's gonna show up to my front door. I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
and vice versa. If you were showing up to my house, I'd be there. Get the fuck out.
At least
of here.
if you feel, if you feel like you have a good connection with someone on Twitch and you're good friends, make sure you tell them before you're coming to their house.
I mean, even if my close friend were showing up, this is not.
Well, I mean, this article is saying, you know, if you're looking up someone's address, first ask them for their address. If they don't want to give it to you, they're not going to give it to you. Don't be looking up their address. That's a no-no as well.
That's creepy.
Yeah. But anyway, that's number 8, right? Number 8. Let's go to number 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one right here. Maybe this should be number 1 because I think this is a huge fucking problem. And it is do not think the streamer owes you something. Okay. That's a huge one. Yeah, that should be number 1 because it gets in so many people's heads. Let me read the thing. I think it helps if we read the thing, though. Do not think the streamer owes you something. The nice thing about Twitch is that you can choose to donate bits and choose your subscription tier. Ledja, be quiet. We're trying to have a podcast here,
I'm
Ledja.
sorry.
You choose how much you support the streamer. That's just it. You choose, not them. This doesn't mean you're entitled to anything, including their friendship. This is their job, potentially. So if you want to support them, do it purely because you want to support them. Anything else may lead to disappointment and resentment. That's what I feel is like really the main problem. Not really problem, but the main attitude that people have on Twitch is that it leads to disappointment and resentment. And it's not their fault. You know, we all got lives going on. So for instance, if someone's hanging out on my channel, they expect me to hang out in theirs. And, you know, I try, but at the end of the day, we all have lives. Maybe I can't make it. Doesn't mean I don't like that person. But I think they take it that way. And I think that happens to a lot of streamers. They get resentment and jealousy and bitterness, and it's not a good thing. And I think that's like the biggest problem for Twitch streamers is the resentment. What do you think? You distracted.
I totally, yeah, I'm sorry because of Ledger. No, I really totally agree with that. And whatever you are, whenever you're calling a streamer out saying, oh, I did that, I didn't have this is scummy, whatever it is, I don't care. This is so funny.
I see that all the time too, especially for instance, I saw one where a guy was like trying to hit on a girl by donating her like millions of dollars. We see this all the time on Twitch. Let's not act like it doesn't happen. Guys donate to girls. Not all guys, but guys donate to girls thinking they're like, yep, vice versa too. But
like
let's face
it,
channel. That is true. I'm very lucky. It is both. But let's face it. I think it's more prominent for the guys to donate to the girls. I mean, I think that's the statistics. You could be mad at me for that.
No, that is right.
Statistics. Guys do it a lot. And I saw somebody's chat because, you know, they put him on blast on Twitter or whatever because he was basically expecting something back. He was like, I donated all this money to you and you took away my mod. And it's like, that's not the way it works. You know, I think that one of these things in this article is really important. Do it because you want to support them. And really, you know, maybe you'll get something in return, but don't expect it. If you go in with the mindset that you're going to get something, again, like this article said, you're going to resent the person, you're going to hate streaming, you're going to be jealous, bitter, all that shit. And it's not good. Go there and enjoy it. You know, enjoy the stream. Don't force yourself to sit in a stream if you're not enjoying it. Enjoy chatting with the chat, watching the streamer, and don't expect anything. That's where you go now.
Beautiful words.
Yeah. That's it.
Wonderful. That's everything.
I wanted you to chime in there, but I was done talking.
I was so into this and picturing everything, all of that, you know. And I agree. What can I add to that? I mean, that's.
If it really is the number one thing, I don't think it's that, you know, streamers are necessarily think they're doing bad and their numbers are doing bad. When someone gets down on themselves, you know, I really think it's this. I think it's resentment. They do so much. I've seen this so much on Twitter. They do everything. They get nothing in return. And it's like, dude, if you're really,
right.
We see that all the time. Yeah.
Or shit like, hey, dude, I chatted 10 times in your Discord. Can I get somewhat of a shout out on the entire thingy?
I could tell you from personal experience.
For an hour.
I could tell you from personal experience. If somebody quits, it's usually because of this reason. I mean, not most of the time. I say it's always the excuse. I do everything, get nothing in return. If you expect nothing in return, you know you're going to do a lot better. No, your content is the key. Doing that stuff could help as well, and I think it will help if you have good content. That's the thing. If you have good content, I really think it will help. But
that's the thing. But also, like, a lot of people don't realize that by forcing themselves to try to get something in return, it's extremely obvious. That comes back to like another point we were talking about earlier. But when you are trying very hard to get something in return, this is so fucking obvious. I really see them. I see the people who sometimes joins any Discord and they are so into trying to win the giveaway, the whatever, the title of whatever, you know, it is obvious and you look scummy. Like, be natural.
Be like you are brutal today. We're usually pretty gentle.
Yeah,
but I do think, you know,
it's my PC day.
Yeah, I think people fall into that rut of, you know, they don't even mean to, and they're not bad people, but they do fall into that rut of blaming other people. Well, you know, I hung out in this person's channel for so long, I got nothing out of it. Well, if you're really going there just for that, then kind of F you a little bit. You know what I mean? Then you never liked me in the first place, right? You're just there to get a raid, or you're there to get, and I've encountered that before.
Example I saw in a Twitch channel where this guy came, cheered bits. That wasn't on my channel or Brenda's channel, just in case. And then he went, dude, where's my shout out?
Yeah. That's just
Okay.
what a scumbag. What a fucking scumbag.
Next time, share your bits and put chat out, please. You can go directly to the next step right away.
Don't be that person. Seriously.
Scumbag.
What a scum.
Scumbag.
Trying to think of another example because I know I had a good one. Actually, this happened way back. My personal experience. Yeah, actually, I will give a. I won't say the name, obviously, but there is this person in our Discord in our community, and he did like a 5 gift sub, and I thanked him in my channel, and that's how our community. I don't want it to work like that, where if you donate to my channel, you get something in the community because I think it's a big team effort especially for Team B42. I got my own personal Discord, but so he dropped the 5 gift bomb in my channel, and I was happy, and I was saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Then the next week rolls by, and he was not a member of the week, and he quit the Discord, went onto Twitter. I guess he was trying to buy member of the week. So that's exactly what we're talking about. You expected something in return. Support the streamer because you want to, because you like them. And I find it minorly offensive if you throw a little fit because you never liked me for me. You never wanted to be in my channel. You just wanted you want to get something out of me. And that used to make me feel bad. Now as Twitch streamers, we just get used to it. Fortunately, there are a lot of good people out there that do like you for you. And it doesn't mean they have to show up to every stream and do everything, but they like you and that's it. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are going to try to use you. Don't be that guy. Don't be that gal. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's okay to ask for something only if they claim that they're going to give you something in return. That happened to me a very, very long time ago, that I showed up in a stream of a guy that was doing art, and that was beautiful art. I really, really liked it. And his promotion for his tweet was, if you cheer 1000 bits, I'll make you a quick piece of art. That was
that's different.
title, that was advertised, and that was on his auto message in his chat. So what I did is that not only because I like his heart, because I like him, I did cheered 1000 bits, and I was kind of expected to get my little piece of heart. I was
that's advertised that way, though.
He did advertise it.
That's different,
though. It, though. I just sit on it. He never
well,
did it.
I mean, that you could ask.
Well, that's too bad. I
for
kind of
me,
appreciate him, so I'm not going to say anything,
in that instance, I would ask for it because he had that on his stream. So I would definitely. That's different.
But it was a while ago, and
maybe on my stream, I never advertised that you would get member of the week if you donate to my channel. That's actually the opposite of what we would do. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people coming in and doing exactly that. Because that's what would happen to the community. They would come to my channel, and I'd be one of the pyramid schemes, is what they call it.
Yeah,
they'd all come to my channel and donate and get member of the week. It's like, what does member of the week even mean?
Yeah, but TP42 has been built on a very, very, and I really insist on the very, from my personal experience, fair way to do things. Because even though we are very close, I didn't get admin like that. I had to be first chatter of the Discord, most raider.
Well, like I said,
I had to fucking put,
if anything, it took you way longer.
TP42 is extremely fair when it comes to that, though.
I made it way longer for you because I knew we were close, and you really had to work hard for it. Really? My gosh.
Really?
I think at the end of the day, I forget what I was going to say though. At the end of the day, it really comes down to don't try to use other streamers to get ahead. Possibly, obviously, if you hang out with somebody, they're more susceptible to hang out with you back. But don't resent them if they're not going to do that. If you fall down that rabbit hole of, oh, poor me, I'm doing everything for everybody, and I'm not getting anything in return, you're going to quit streaming. I know 100% of the people that say that eventually end up quitting. I know it. So don't be that guy. Work on your content and be there for the streamer because you want to be. And for me personally, if you're just hanging out because you want to get something out of me, I'm going to tell you, we could still be friends and everything. Stop doing it. Stop doing it now. I don't want that in my channel. I want you to hang out because you like the content. If you don't like hanging out,
so I saw you saying so in your channel once, actually.
Yeah, if you don't like hanging out, that's perfectly fine. I understand. My channel is not everybody's cup of tea, So, and I understand that. To take the words from the almighty Kit Kat Lou, not everybody's cup of tea, really. Seriously,
great.
Not everybody has to like you. You know what I mean? But the more you get yourself out there, the more susceptible you'll be to have people come in. But you can't count on that. You can't resent them for not. Anyway. Anything else for number 7? That was a pretty good one. I was very passionate about that one.
Yeah, you were.
All right, number 6. This one I'm very passionate about. Constantly criticizing the gameplay. Oh, fuck you guys for doing that in my stream.
This is so fucking scummy. Like, for real.
Well, I think this is self-explanatory.
Bottom of my heart here. Like, seriously. I don't know if the one who does that wants to, give tips on how to improve their gameplay and blah, blah, blah to look more interesting, or because maybe they're gonna think we're gonna be, oh wow, an expert in my chat. That's amazing. No. I mean, if the streamer didn't ask for it, please.
I agree.
Don't do that.
I think that there's a line. I think there is a line there, but it's like one. Obviously, if you're insulting the streamer, that's not good. If you're saying you suck, obviously that's mean. But constructive criticism as well, I don't really like that because most of the time, sometimes it's appropriate, and I'm being snobby right now. I know sometimes it is appropriate, but sometimes your advice is just dead wrong. I'll be honest, it's not right. And I love also when I die and someone's like, when I die and someone's like, well, you should have done that. It's like, no shit, I shouldn't have done what I did because I died. Thank you, Mr. Hindsight there, for trying to help me out. But when you're frustrated with the game, the worst thing is looking at the chat, seeing like tips in the chat on what I should have done. Not that they're trying to hurt me, but it aggravates me because I'm already aggravated. And I always say this in stream too. And when I die, just say, good job, Benda. You're right. It was the lag. This game is bullshit. That's all you got to say.
It would never come to my mind to go on somebody's channel, hang out, seeing that they got second place in Apex, for example, and say, oh,
you should have fucking,
maybe if you went to the left, like I told you, you would have win. No, he wouldn't win because you are not him. You're not the one playing. You're not the one streaming. And you should just shut up because that's not your role right there. Your role is to appreciate the presence of the streamer, eventually support them, or say, holy shit, dude, you suck. No, maybe not that, but
I make it a point.
Nice.
I'm going to use my friend Alpha Khan as an example. He plays Apex all the time. And I'm watching him, and he's having a good run. I make sure when he dies, I say, GG, nice try. I really, I don't say anything.
Oh my God, you are making good promotion to Alpha Khan here. Wow,
yeah.
Alpha Khan's, it's not like he dies all the time.
No, he doesn't. He's a great player. He's a great caustic player.
No,
he doesn't.
He's a really good
he has a
player,
lot of good runs. And I know, when he loses, he's laughing too, but he's, he's probably frustrated on the inside, wanting to win. Not super frustrated, but I don't want to say, well, you should have went to the fucking mountain over there. You would have lived. No, I say, GG's, good run. Way to go, pal. Am I going to put him down? Am I going to fucking give him advice after the fact?
I think you're better than
me. Anyway, I know that was not so constructive criticism. I know people, again, they don't know the line. They don't know the boundaries sometimes. They don't know and plus some people take it better than others. I know I take it very shitty. Go ahead.
I'd like to add to that because you say, constructive criticism. And I know maybe we're going to get some comments. Oh, but it's kind-hearted. If it's constructive criticism, this is something done to help the streamer to improve and whatever. If we didn't ask for it one more time, like eventually you can ask if it's really something you need to tell in the end to say, hey, by the way, I noticed something. Can I tell you, can I give you my opinion on how to improve this, that,
I think the thing is, everybody takes
doing it like that in front of everybody. This is so scummy.
Everybody takes criticism a different way. So some people may take it better than others. Like I said, I'm not going to take it well, probably. I'm not going to be mean to you about it, but when I die, I'm hurt inside. And then when you tell me that I should have done something, that hurts me even more. Even though you may be right. Even though you may be right.
And obviously everything we're saying right now, this is except if the streamer asks for it, of course.
Yes.
That seems obvious.
Yes, but also please consider the streamer's feelings, okay?
Oh, please, yeah. Thank you.
Anyway, that is number 7. Do not overly criticize the gameplay. Number 7.
That's number 6. High energy right now?
No, you're fine.
No? Okay. Just checking.
Okay, here's number 5. Are you ready for number 5, Cabalette?
I'm ready for number 5.
Do not constantly ask to join the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, let me read it because you're confused. I can see it on your face.
No, I'm not confused.
Now, let me go.
I'm thinking.
I would like to read.
Depends of the situation.
Sometimes streamers will ask viewers if they'd like to join a multiplayer game and play with them. It's a sweet gesture, but the more popular streamers shy away from this for many potential reasons. Sorry, I forgot how to read, everybody. Sorry about this. Maybe they don't want someone feeling left out. Maybe they don't want to communicate with people they don't know very well. Whatever. All reasons are valid. Therefore, do not badger a streamer to let them join the game. They will invite people in on their own time if they want to. And if they don't, that's okay. It's their choice. It's their channel. I think, again, you could ask to join the game, but it's most of these things that we went over today, I think it's all about boundaries. You could ask to join, But I have had a few instances where, especially I think kids, they really try to ask over and over and over again.
Mm.
And I think they leave and come back and they're like, "Can I join now? Can I join now?" I was like, dude, simmer down.
And there's a way to ask it too, because I love when they say, "Oh, can I join so I can carry you to the victory?"
Yeah.
That just want me
Yeah.
inside. I just want to say, "Fuck no!" Just because you
When
had
they
this
I
last
will
part,
say,
fuck you.
when they
No.
say that, I've had a few times where they said that, I let them join, and then every time they die, I'm like, "Who the fuck you carrying, bro?"
Yeah, and especially because most of the time when they say that, they're very
Yeah.
fucking bad. It's like a sign that says
Honestly,
it's
there
very
is a
bad.
strong correlation between the kids that say that and then their fucking
Yeah.
gameplay. My God. And I make sure I let them hear it too. I'm not a mean guy, but when I don't care if you're not good at the game, but when you join my game and say you're going to carry me, you better be carrying hard. And when you
Yeah,
start
right. You
when you
better be very
when you
fucking good.
start falling behind me, I'm going to make fun of you every second. That's just the way I am. I'm sorry.
Savage. Then it's me that's savage.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck you carrying? God
I
damn.
mean,
But
there is something even more annoying that, the one who asks constantly to join the game is that once they are in your game, to constantly say, "Oh, can I join the party chat? Oh, come on, let's get in a voice chat." No, you don't want to get on the voice chat. Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell you, like, seriously, if you get in a voice chat with me right now, we're gonna have so much communication. I don't care if I tell you I can't get in voice chat right now. It's maybe because I want to interact with my audience, and that to me right now, I consider that we can have some fun games without communicating, and I can right now. I'm
I think
available, so don't ask for it, don't beg for it.
I think this one, number 5 here, has a lot to do with not respecting the stream, and it may not be on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think people understand, like, a stream is a production for me anyway. I know a lot of people disagree, and maybe I'll sound snobby, but I wanna keep the show moving, and sometimes you can't get in the game. Sometimes I can't voice chat during the game.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta respect the stream, and then when they get on voice chat, a lot of the time, there's background noise and shit, or they're doing inappropriate stuff, so they're really not respecting the
Oh, they
stream.
are taking over the voice of the other. Well, some stuff we already mentioned in previous video where we were giving tips on how to give better stuff to your audience. But yeah, I'm against actually the voice chat unless it's with somebody you really know that is respecting your stream for sure, as you say.
I've also had a few times where people ask and they ask and they ask to join, and then when I keep saying no, I'm sorry, there's no room yet, they have like an attitude, like they've been waiting, especially people that have been waiting since yesterday. And for some reason, they think their spot is like still open today. Whenever I do games together, I just say pile in, guys. Yeah, I don't do like if
Mm.
you're not there in the beginning to pile in, and you're not there when a spot opens. What am I gonna stop the whole thing and try to contact you? I got to move on with the show. I don't know where you're at. Maybe you're having lunch or dinner. I don't know. So don't be mad at me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Poor little me. I think don't overly bug any streamer on anything. I think is the main thing. Don't cross that
Yeah.
boundary. Again,
Yeah.
don't cross a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else, Cabalette?
No, sir.
Okay. That is number 5. Constantly ask to join the game. Okay. Number 4 is another good one.
What is it?
Well, I don't know if it's a great one. Number 4 on what not to do as a viewer. Complain about the streamer's schedule or choice of game. I've had that happen a few times. Cabalette, what do you think about that one?
Oh my god, when I was more consistent about my stream, actually they could fucking complain about my schedule. Yeah, guys, I'm streaming at 6 p.m. I wasn't there at 6 p.m. I was like 7 p.m. or at 4 p.m. I don't know.
We are seriously the worst at
I
keeping.
wouldn't like blame on my community, on my viewers for
Me and
complaining about
Cabalette
that
are really
because
the worst.
I'm terrible. I know.
We are the worst of the worst at keeping a schedule. I don't know what our deal is, but it's upsetting. Especially you. You are terrible at it.
I'm the worst.
But what about like changing games? I've had that a few times where it's kids
Oh yeah,
again
that is
usually.
coming.
They'll come in and they'll be like, "Well, why don't you play this?" "Well, I'll play this when I'm ready." You know what I mean? That's again not respecting the stream a little bit. That one's not so bad though. I don't think that should be so low on the list because you could just brush that off and just say, "Hey, I'm playing
Yeah,
this
I
now, buddy."
agree. I
You know what I mean?
agree. I think there is other points that could have been, in front of that. Complaining about the game. Well, if you are watching playing Call of Duty right now and you wanted to watch some Overwatch and he's not playing some Overwatch, then go in a fucking overwatching. I don't
That was
know.
so well said. Then go into fucking Overwatch. Well, see, it should be a compliment though, because they want to see you play Overwatch. So that's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
that's right. That is nice.
I,
But
I
fuck
love
you
the way
still.
what you just said was so beautiful. Then go in a fucking Overwatch channel and watch. That was the greatest thing I've heard all day. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's a good point. I don't think this should be so low because again, they could just come in and say that and just say, no, I'm playing this right now. You know, case closed. Again, if you're harassing them about changing their game or changing their schedule, now that's crossing a boundary again.
Of course. I mean, every time I say something like this, where I say, well, fuck you, go do that, is because I think of the few instances where people were really insisting, and I hate insistence. Like, if there is really one thing you never want to do with me is to insist on something. I hate it, even if it's for something nice. I don't like it. I don't want food anymore. You don't ask me for it.
It is true. The more you push Cabalette to do something, the more she's likely to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So don't
if
ever push
you want some
Cabalette.
tips on how to take Cabalettes or get to Asbenda is the pro of it.
Yeah, it's true. It's not easy. It's not.
It's not easy. He's gonna write a book about it.
It's not easy. Yeah, so number 4, I don't think number number 4. I don't think is that's a stupid one. So number 4 was don't complain about the schedule or the choice of game. Again, it's boundaries. It's boundaries. Let's go to number 3. Oh, here's one we kind of touched on before. This is number 3 on how to. What are we doing here? What are what are the worst?
We're recording a video. Hi.
Yeah. The worst, don't do this if you're a viewer. The things not to do as a viewer. I was trying to think of the title of the article. I couldn't think of it. What not to do as a viewer. And this is number 3. Be rude to other viewers. Be rude to other viewers. I'll read it.
I've done that plenty of times.
Being rude to other viewers is immature at best and cruel at worst. It's not going to impress the streamer who's doing their best to create a welcoming environment for everyone. They're going to notice you in the worst possible way, and you may even get banned. If you're being abusive to others in the community, then you're missing the point of Twitch. That's actually a pretty good one.
No,
I've had that happen in my chats where one of my friends was like getting in a fight with one of my other friends, and that's not cool. And then, you're putting the streamer in a really awkward place when you do that. So even if someone's starting shit with you in the chat, you should just disengage because it puts the streamer in a very awkward position. Cabalette, you're making a face right now. What are you doing?
No.
Do you not agree?
Thinking of what you're saying, I don't feel concerned.
You don't feel concerned? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, like, of what you're saying, I don't feel like you're talking about me, maybe.
You do? You feel like I'm talking about you?
Maybe.
No, I wasn't.
I'm getting pissed so easily. If you're going to give me a passive-aggressive attitude, I tend to play on that field. So
yeah, well, there's been a few I wasn't actually talking about you in this particular instance, but there are a few times where I just wish you let stuff brush by.
But at the same time, you see, like, they started first. Don't give a passive-aggressive fucking behavior because obviously don't.
Well, they broke the rule.
This is a point that everybody gets. But if you give passive-aggressive fucking attitude, everybody's gonna see it too, and you're gonna look like a total jerk. So don't do it. We see what you're doing. It's extremely obvious, even though in your head you think, oh no, I'm being sneaky and smart. No, you're not. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I agree. Don't get in arguments or the passive aggressive thing is a big one. You can see it escalate and escalating.
Nothing fucking worse.
Usually, I'll try to nip that in the bud, but it's like you put the streamer in an awkward position. So,
all right.
Like I said,
you don't know what to tell them. Like, kids.
No, yeah,
children,
exactly. It makes everybody feel awkward. So even like I said, even if someone's doing that to you, try to avoid it. Maybe handle in DMs or something. But I've seen it happen many times.
The streamer is gonna see it. He's maybe not gonna acknowledge it or
they'll probably ignore it for a long time. That's what I try to do.
See it and he's gonna feel bad about it, and he's gonna have bad feelings towards you afterwards because he's gonna remember you for this instance on how you made him feel. A very incredible philosophy. How do you say philosophy in freaking philosophy? Actually,
yeah, it's just philosophy. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
there is this thing that remember will forget what you said, what you did, but they will not forget how you made them feel, and that's true.
Right.
That's true.
I agree with all that. So there is that where it's like it's an argument between like two people, but then there's also I've been in chats where somebody's just acting like a dick to everybody. And I leave because that's really, if someone in your chat is acting like a dick, you're streaming, it makes everybody else in the chat not want to be there. You're not stopping. You're not putting a stop to it.
I see
I
if
mean,
the streamer takes action or if the mods take actions. If nothing's happening and it keeps going, I agree, I'll leave.
sometimes there's nothing the streamer could do, I guess, sometimes, but sometimes it's just out of control at many
Well,
times, and
if
I've
you're
seen it
lucky
happen.
and have amazing mods like you have,
Right. Right. Exactly. Packers is great.
Packers is great, actually. I was thinking of me too, but
I know.
Packers is the
That's why I
best.
said
It's
Packers.
senpai, and I love it.
Yes.
It's the best. It's
Yes, he
numero
is.
uno.
We have a lot of good mods there. But yeah, don't. That's such a turn off if a new person's coming into chat and they don't feel welcome because you're being rude in chat. Again, you're there to help the streamer. So don't be a dick. I think we can just follow that rule in life as well. Don't be a fucking dick to people. That's all. Is that hard?
That's a good example because as a mod, you should not do that either. Like, even
True.
if you're not
Yeah.
the new viewers.
I've seen a lot of mod, and that's that's actually a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out because I was about to end this segment here. When a moderator is being a dick, I'm out immediately because that when you have a sword in somebody's channel, that means the fucking the streamer gave you permission to be a dick, and you think that's funny. I don't. Bye. You know what I mean? No offense.
Yeah, if
especially if I don't know you.
That's a huge.
So huge turn off. So make sure your chat is friendly. Your chat wants to be welcoming, right? I mean, my chat does. I know a lot of people have troll chats, and that's supposed to be funny. Not my thing. But you want new people coming in to feel welcomed.
Eventually, if you are a streamer and you have mods that tend to get a little too trolly, I'd advise you maybe set a meeting with your mods where you say, hey, when a new member join in, try to welcome them, try not to troll too hard and go with the inside joke too much, because that's something I tend to see in a lot of channels too, where they go on about a freaking inside joke they got between them, and that lasts forever.
Right.
And me just joining in the channel, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. That doesn't sound funny to me because, of course, I haven't lived like the same thing.
And you feel left out.
And
new people feel left out.
Yeah, I feel totally outside of this, and I'm just here. Okay, well, they want to have conversation between them. I'm just gonna leave.
Exactly. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I think the moral of this story for number 3 is don't be a dick. It seems hard. For some reason, people can't grasp that. It seems pretty hard for them to grasp not being a dick. Is it really that hard? I guess it is.
Don't be a dick. Be a pussy.
Okay.
That will be remembered.
There it is, guys. Don't be a dick. Be a pussy. That is
I'll write a book.
That is number 3. Don't be rude to other viewers, guys. And that's going to bring us to our number 2 thing that pisses off streamers. And you may notice we're dressed a little bit differently because we had to stop recording and now we're recording the next day. But we are back. And the number 2 thing that really pisses off streamers, guys, is make very forceful requests. And Cabalette, before you go, let me go ahead and read what they mean by that. If viewers do ask for suggestions. Okay, go ahead, go with it.
So is that kind of, so let me guess, you tell me if I'm wrong. Like the people who do ask to female streamer to send the viewers their panties after streaming with it.
Well, I guess if you ask nicely one time, it's not really forceful, but I think that's inappropriate, we'll say. Inappropriate. But I think it's more like asking to play the game over and over again.
Oh yeah.
But I'll read it.
Annoying as asking for a panty. I mean,
I know people really do get forceful with it, and they're not cool when you tell them no. And it makes the streamer feel very uncomfortable. So let's read. If viewers do ask for suggestions, don't be forceful and keep spamming them with the same one. If there's a game you'd love to see them play, it may not be for them. So if they don't get around to it, it's fine. Not the end of the world. Viewers have been known to push their requests relentlessly, and it's another boundary crossing that most streamers won't appreciate. It doesn't get you noticed. It makes you look entitled. I think the main thing for me is people asking to play, and when the game is full, they can't play, and they get a little bitter about it. Have you had any experiences with that, Cabalette, or anything, that a viewer was maybe a little bit too forceful, made you feel uncomfortable?
Experiences with that? Not that I can remind. I know I already had the feeling, but I kind of tend to forget about it because that didn't happen too many times to me, because I tend to play to really go out of my way to make sure everybody's getting in my game and playing with me and everything. Now, sometimes when the lobbies are full and the dude is like, please let me in, like, it's not because you're gonna ask like 2 minutes later that somehow magically you're gonna get in. So, sit tight, relax, and fucking wait, But
yeah, I had a few. I had a few experiences where, I'm playing Call of Duty or Overwatch, and it's like 3 days later, and a person comes back to my stream and says, "Well, I was waiting 3 days ago." And I'm like,
No way.
that's not really how it works. It's not like you don't
Oh
just
my
reserve your
goodness.
spot and you're indefinitely, like, reserved. That's not
I've
the way
been
my
waiting for 3 days. No
Yeah,
way.
that's not the way but they're kinda rude about it and snarky about it.
Oh
And I think
shit.
it's important if you're the streamer and someone's being snarky to you, just smile and say, "Sorry, dude, we'll get you in as soon as possible," because
Mm-hmm.
you could answer them in like a mean way because they kind of deserve it. They're being kind of a dick,
Mm,
but that don't stoop to that level. Just smile and say, "We're gonna get you in as soon as
yeah.
possible." If that person's gonna leave because of that, then okay, that's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's number two. I don't think out of the full list, I don't think that's the most. That shouldn't be number two, maybe because I don't know.
No, I don't think that's the most annoying. I think we've been through some stuff that were way worse than that.
Oh, definitely.
So
And we're
how do
doing
you deal with it? With it, like that's probably like one of the questions the streamers will have.
well.
Like, how do you deal with people who keep forcing and forcing? Like, I personally, I think I'd end up like banning them. Like, dude, get off my cock. Like 2 seconds. Sorry.
Don't say that. That's one thing not to say.
You can
Get
you
off my
beep it?
cock. No,
Can
you
you
can't. No,
beep
you
it?
can
Oh,
say that. You say that on
yeah,
this
but
video.
you can put a beep maybe on what I say.
No, it's okay. We
No,
like to hear
okay.
your potty mouth is what we call that. But
I'm sorry.
I think what I said, be nice to them. If they keep pushing and pushing, ask them,
Mhm.
be stern about it, but still ask them nicely. So what I usually do when they're still pushing and pushing about something, I'll say, "Dude, I heard you the first time and I want to play with you, but you're just gonna have to wait. Please stop asking me for now. I love you and I care about you, but please stop asking now.
Mhm.
You may want to take it there. If they still persist, then they can't listen to instructions and they have to be maybe removed from the chat if they're gonna keep pushing." Well, this one might be a little bit confusing.
I don't
So,
know what to expect.
okay. So the number one thing that annoys streamers as a if you're a viewer, it's gonna annoy streamers is asking to collab. That's the number one thing. And I think maybe people are too forceful with asking to collab, but let me read it. Some streamers are open to collabs, and that's great. Most will have an email you can reach them at, but don't put them on the spot by asking to collab in chat. They may feel pressured to say yes, and they may not want to. And if they don't, that's okay. Not everyone has to be comfy with collabs at first or even ever. So, Cabalette, what do you think about that number one right there?
I seriously have no words. Like, I don't know this list, guys. I'm doing this podcast as we go and everything. But like we are trying to get our most natural reaction. And here, I think my face while you reading that talk by itself, like I'm so surprised. This is for them the number one thing annoying streamers. Like, there's no way. Like,
I agree. I
seriously.
mean, if you look at all the other ones that we went through, don't, and I think this also falls under the category of a lot of the other ones. Like, don't criticize their gameplay. I feel is more, important than that. Constantly ask to join the game, complain about their schedule, be rude to other viewers,
Oh yeah,
and
that's the number one. Be rude to other viewers, in my
and
opinion.
two was make forceful requests. I think asking someone to collab isn't a bad thing, but if it's inappropriate and they're saying don't do it in stream either, and I agree, don't do that when somebody's streaming. But
Yeah.
I think that just goes with being rude to the streamer. It's rude if you ask them to collab. I think, especially if you don't know the person.
Yeah, okay. If you don't know the person, that's your first time in the channel, I can see that. Like, dude, just show up and say, hey, let's do a co-stream right now. I'm live. That there's nothing that pissed me off. Like, yes, there is plenty of things that piss me off more, but
Well,
this is very fucking annoying.
especially if it's a and this may be going off on a little bit of a tangent, but especially if it's somebody, like I said, that I don't know, that's a streamer that wants me to do something for them. No offense, I
Yeah,
like helping people,
yeah.
but that's pretty rude. It's like you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're shaking their hand and asking them for a favor. It's like, I like helping people, but why should I do you a favor? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
even know who you are, so
yeah.
why am I gonna put out a tweet about your stream today? You have
Mm-hmm.
done
Mm-hmm.
nothing to build a relationship with me before you ask me that. So why should I do that?
Why I wasn't so surprised is because I mean I'm very, very involved in the streamer community, obviously.
Team B42.
And that's why, like, that doesn't surprise me much because I'm somebody who does offer a lot, try to encourage the streamers, get to know the others, get to collab with them. But obviously not in a way where you just show up in the chat and ask for a collab right away. I'm used to the way that, I have a lot of friends and a lot of them may want to collab with me. And if so, actually, I'm quite like super excited, to get to collab with others. But yeah, I agree if it's like totally random, we never saw you before, and you ask me to promote your Twitch event on my entire community just because you asked me, like,
Right.
what can
And
I do for you?
that's a
Like,
really great point you made, because I always do the same thing. I tell people go collab with each other, make friends with each other, stream together. But I think we make the implication that they know how to do that properly and they're going to do it when it's appropriate. So going to someone's chat
yeah,
for the first time and asking them to collab, that's not
yeah,
appropriate. And we never really clarify on that. We just assume people know right from wrong.
yeah.
The right way to do it is to build a relationship with that person and then maybe ask them privately if they'd be interested in doing something like that. And if they're not, that's okay too. But yeah, I think that's one thing we may be doing wrong, is making the implication or making the assumption that they know how to properly ask someone to collab, and maybe they don't.
Yeah, and when we say making friends, that doesn't mean you hang out on their chat for 5 minutes, ask what is their favorite pet, favorite color, and name, and then you know them. You get to make that very clear too.
I mean, that's a start, but yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's something at least.
Yeah, a little bit of a
I was
something.
saying before, complete strand. At least do that. That's a little something. 5 minutes. I mean, it's still whatever, but build a relationship and then ask to collab. But as far as this list goes, I think there's a lot of good ones, and I think that one's a really specific one that maybe should not be number one. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't ask inappropriate shit in somebody's stream if you don't know them. And asking to collab in somebody's stream, I don't think is in good taste. But that is the top 10 right there, guys. And that is the top 10 things that viewers do that annoy every streamer. Cabalette, did you have anything to add to that list that you could think of?
Don't be a fucker.
Yeah, I think we could really, that's the gist of this
Like,
list right here. We could really surmise this list. Don't be a little fuck. That's pretty
yeah,
much,
don't be a little fuck.
yeah.
That's
use your
it.
use your head a little bit and do unto others as you'd have do on them, do unto you. So you're a streamer, you know what you like and what you don't like. Actually, one thing, and I'm sorry because my brain works. I'll be mid sentence like
Go
that,
for it.
and I won't even finish the sentence. I'll be like,
That
one
is
thing
funny. That's great.
that it wasn't on here, I don't think, because we did this in two separate videos. And this is a huge thing. And this is a bonus. This is a bonus. Don't I make it a point for myself, if I'm hanging out in somebody's stream, I do not mention my stream at all. I make that a
Oh my
rule.
god, me neither. Or use my emote. I don't use my own
That's that actually okay. That could be yours. The emote thing, I'm a little more lax with, but I could definitely see your points.
emote.
Let's talk about talking about your stream though. It's not really, again, I think it could be tasteful, if somebody asks you about your stream and you're just going to answer, fine. But I know a lot of people
Yeah.
that are hanging out 5 minutes before their stream, and when they leave, they're saying, "I'm going to go stream now," and it's kind of like, I understand that. That's some people, they're not doing it on purpose, but stop doing that. Seriously, it's almost like you're
We
just
know
coming
when
in to
you're
say,
being
"Hey, we're going live."
sneaky.
Yeah,
That's the
it's.
thing.
I
Even
think
if
some.
you're not being sneaky, you look like you're being sneaky. Like, hey, I'm live, check me out. I hate that.
I think 90% of the people that do that are not trying to be sneaky, but like you said, it comes off as sneaky. So I just have the rule for myself. I'm not there to talk about my stream at all. I'm there to maybe ask the questions to the streamer, engage with the streamer, not talk about my
Yeah, to
stream at
hang
all.
out and have a fun time, like don't be a fucking scum dog.
Well,
I should have been a therapist.
yeah,
Oh my
you'd be the world's freaking roughest
god.
therapist.
Yeah,
My God,
therapist.
brutal. Don't be a fucking scumbag. That's really what you got to focus on. Oh my God.
Holy cow.
But there is a big difference, I think, between people that are like kind of you ask them what they're doing and they say they're going live soon. They don't really mean it, but some people really do just come in and say, "Hey, I'm going live soon. Come over to my channel." If you're for some reason doing that and you don't think that's wrong, it is completely wrong, and it's so disrespectful to that streamer. I'm sure the people doing that don't care if they're disrespectful or not. They're just doing it because they want to maybe steal a viewer or two for a second, but that's just not right. And then
Yeah,
Cabalette, you had
that
the other
doesn't look
thing.
right.
Yeah, you had the other thing about the emotes. You don't like
Yeah, like
emotes.
a little, I was gonna say a little earlier on the video, I was talking about people who joined the chat with like, so that was on the first part we did officially, where they joined the chat with like their like, how do you call that? Like, a phrase, they always put the same one and whatever to like introduce their entrance in the chat. I don't like that, as to me, it feels the exact same thing if you're like putting yourself on a on a podium when you enter in a chat by putting like a giant sentence declaring you're here, as if you use your own emotes constantly. I understand you're a streamer, you're proud to have your own emotes, you want to use them and everything, but I mean, you're on somebody else's stream right now. How would you feel if and I know that all the little freaking fucker are gonna come after me. Yeah, that would be perfectly fine. I don't care about it. Well, there's plenty of people that don't like it, and that feels like it's fucking, self-promotion, constantly putting your emote and spamming your emote all the time. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay to use it once, but don't
You are
fucking.
so mean, Cabalette.
I'm
You
a
are
mean
so
little
mean.
girl.
I think like a perfect example when you come into somebody's chat and you have like a wall of let's see, for me, for instance, I come into your chat and I'm like, oh, Ben Daddy's here, and I spam all my emotes. It's like I don't need to make a grand entrance like that. I'm there to support the streamer, not to put myself up on a pedestal and be like, bow down, Ben Daddy's here now. Stop the stream, I'm here.
But
support the streamer.
I agree. And on the opposite side, there is something that people are going to think that I relate to. And I'm totally against. I saw that there was plenty of dramas on Twitter, how like, oh, partner streamer, they show up in your chat with their badge and they're all like bragging about it and whatever. A lot of partner streamers don't brag about it. They have this badge, it's on them. And it's not because they show up in your chat that they're trying to show off or something like that. So I don't care about the badge, because the badge,
I'm definitely trying to show off.
something you have.
I'm not spamming my check mark though. That's the only benefit of being a partner, showing off that beautiful check mark, baby.
No,
I'm definitely gonna show that shit off.
Like 2 TwitchCon badge, and it's like I show up in like, I'm not gonna change my badge because like somehow it's gonna make you feel disrespected that I went to TwitchCon and not you, so I'm gonna change it to like my big badge or whatever. It is so stupid. So it's the same thing with like partner streamers. They're not gonna change their badge because like somehow like I don't understand how it can even like offend you that somebody has a partner badge or any fucking badge.
Like, I guess they perceive like it's you kind of like what we're saying about the emotes. It's you kind of maybe showing off. But like I said, it is me showing off. That's the only benefit of being a fucking Twitch partner. I'm gonna wear that.
Guys, if Benda is showing up, he's like, being very proud about it.
So yeah, I think I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with an emote too. But we're talking about when people come in and they got the wall.
Is fine.
Yeah, because I know people are gonna twist our words around and say, "Oh, you can't use your emote in anybody else's chat." We're not saying that.
No,
we're saying making a grand entrance and being kind of a douche, maybe inadvertently,
and just putting your emote constantly, like just spamming it, or I got an apple juice emote, for example. I'm not gonna join somebody's stream and put some like the streamer's having a conversation and I'm gonna put something totally unrelated with the conversation, like, oh, let's have some apple juice, and put my emotes plenty of times, like out of nowhere. I would not do that. I saw some people doing this kind of shit and I don't like it.
Well, I think you'll get a little bit of kickback on that one. I agree with you though. It's like going to a Yankee game and wearing a fucking Boston Red Sox. I know you can't, you can't really relate to that. And people do that all the time. But fuck you for doing that, dude. You're going to sit in the front row in a Yankee game, wear a fucking Boston hat? I don't think so, pal.
But on the other end, when I get some streamer friends that join my chat and they say, oh, Cabalettes, I have a new emote, and show them, I don't care. I like it. I like it. Sometimes I do ask my chat to show their own emote. But, if you just use it just to show up, I'll see you. I'll see you right through you.
I see what you're saying. I think some people are going to try to twist our words. Actually, the sporting thing that I just said really doesn't make sense to what we're talking about, because that's competition. That's the thing. Twitch streamers should not be in competition with each other like that, I don't think. That's just my opinion. Some people may disagree, but we're talking about when you enter a stream and you're fucking showering your own emotes around just for attention. That kind of pisses us off. That's
me especially.
Yeah, you especially.
I know I'm gonna get like murdered on Twitter.
Well, you know what is? You're absolutely right, but people are gonna. That's okay. People are gonna twist it and say, "Oh, Cabalette says I can't use any emotes in her channel." That's not true. That's not what we said. Yeah. So I just tell. I just tell. But yeah, good talk, Cabalette. I think that was a good list, and I think we added a lot of good stuff in there. Don't be a dick in someone else's chat, right? That's pretty much the gist. All right. Yeah, you got anything else?
No, just stay cool, stay classy, stay sexy. I don't know.
Beautiful. And thank you for watching the podcast today, guys. Cabalette, where could we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter. I like Twitter. So you can find me on Twitter. I know. I mean, I like it, like, depends of the hours of the day. Some hours are pussy hours, some hours are good hours. yeah, find me on Twitter, Cabalette on Twitter, and that's pretty much it. You can find me on Twitch, but I mean, I'll do my comeback like in a little while, and
we'll put all her links in the description so you can go check out Cabalette. And again, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
see you
Bye.
guys. Bye bye.